Hello! Hello, I'm Mima. Good evening and good day to everyone. Today I'm going to continue the main story for Love and Deepspace. I only have this last chapter remaining for the main story, and then we can start Sylus story. I'm quite excited to meet the new guy. And also because this time I set the player to be full screen, so I don't know, I'm not able to put any background photos, so it will be like I'll just gonna stay this way with this black background. And I'm sure in Sylus story there will be a battle stage that we need to clear, and during battle stage the screen will turn landscape. Okay, we can start. Let's start now. I keep forgetting that I have to download it before I start the chapter. Well, it's not taking long. I'll just wait here. Okay, now. Southeastern region. Okay. Last time we almost drowned in the ocean.
Raphael?
You're awake?
Are you alright? In the ocean, I thought you...
The line between being kind and being dumb is very thin. A small smart fish swims away while it still can when the big fish are hunting.
You're the idiot. The whirlpool was obviously a death trap, but you just swam right into it. Anyway, thanks. You were the one who pulled me out of the water, right? I thought I heard your voice before I blacked out.
That's just my random act of kindness for the day.
He seems somber.
So, how long do you think this malicious
how
creature will
it
keep an eye on
usually is.
us?
Oh, the malicious creature.
It's the kitten from before. Now that the Wanderer's gone, it should be safe. It'll be cold tonight. It wants a warm place to sleep.
I'm glad Kitty's fine now.
What a cutie pie.
It's moving! Get it away from me!
Well, duh. A cat isn't a log. Come on, pet it. It won't bite.
Yeah, pet it. You can do it. No, that's poking.
You. Your flattery means nothing to me. I don't accept you. If you need to thank someone, thank the silly girl. She's the reason you're even getting a crumb of my attention. It licked me. No.
No, that won't kill you.
A monster touched me. My hand. It's over. I can't hold a
Okay.
paintbrush now. Not like this.
Again with this dramatic reaction.
So, is there a reason why you don't like cats?
Why should I? I dislike them because I do. For humans, it's game over as soon as a cat nuzzles them.
Raphael, that means it trusts you and feels grateful.
Well, animals that are fond of humans usually have a tragic end. One moment you're cute and cuddly, the next they toss you aside. You're forgotten, left behind.
The bro is getting deep here.
Look, it's saying not all humans are like that.
And you? Wasn't there something important you forgot about?
Huh?
Something important? What do you mean?
Nothing.
I'm curious about this
We'll have
too.
more opportunities to get as many of those as we want. Today, we got lucky.
Isn't that the protocore from the Deluge Wormlord? I didn't think you'd be able to find it.
I see that twinkle in your eyes, you know. But this protocore is mine. Here's payment for your services.
You actually remembered. The nest. Is this the place we can gather intel from?
Don't believe me? Well, real intel is always hidden in the most inconspicuous places. The crazier it seems, the more likely it's true.
You must be a regular there. What did you need back in the day? Mummy bandages?
With a bit of work, you
For
can
his
get
pain,
nice
right?
poisonous sap. But for a hunter such as yourself, you're better off wearing a disguise before going in.
Like what?
Like, at least stop flashing your hunter's watch around. Also, it wouldn't hurt to pick up some of the local lingo.
I'll proceed with caution.
It's okay. I'm a generous employer.
Let me read that again. Okay.
Since I hired you as my bodyguard, I'll cover for you when it matters. But I must warn you. In places like the Nest, you have to pay a very high price for obscure information, especially for stuff involving mysterious protocols.
Mysterious protocols.
Ah, we're saved. Let's call it a day, yeah? I hope you can find the right path, Miss Bodyguard.
He wink. Don't you think Raphael might be afraid of cat because he's a fish? Makes sense, right? The warm night breeze rises from the sea and carries with it the shining sand of White Sand Bay. It sweeps past the skyscrapers, eventually disappearing into an alley even moonlight won't touch. At the end of the alley, electronic waste, hidden from Lincoln's daylight, is no different from rubble. Erratic currents minder in the air and capture the wisp of a signal.
The fleet will return from the Deepspace tunnel tonight. A recently discovered planet, Alpha PO159, is confirmed to be dead by the DAA.
They
A dead
say
planet.
you're connected to Isaiah's death. I never believed them. You would never attack your own comrades.
A comrade's death. Oh, Xavier's. Xavier's comrade.
As you can see, I'm a monster now. You don't want to end up like me, right? But sooner or later, you'll be walking down this path as well.
Like a literal monster or metaphorical?
Only she can save us. You, of all people, should know. That thing is with her. I've seen.
That thing, the Eater's throat, I guess? A gleaming blade rests against the man's throat. He stops talking immediately. He doesn't even dare to swallow.
Until that day comes, no one should even think about getting close to her. The same goes for me.
You're still stubborn, huh? What's the point?
I don't need to explain myself to traitors.
That's how you're describing
Traitors.
us? Have you forgotten about your home? Our home? Xavier, you're the traitor.
On the edge of darkness, a blinding light culminates into a muffled grunt as flesh is stabbed. The collapsed figure transforms into specks of light, soon corroded by black particles. They dissolve into the cracks of the road. Clink. Okay, this doesn't sound like a human. Maybe they are literally monsters? He picks up the item and steps out of the alley, his feet crushing the messy reflections of neon light scattered on the dirty water surface. Cleanup is a necessary. No one would notice there being one less person of their kind. Like a homeless people, is it? Besides, this city is riddled with filth. The Nest.
Without a doubt, Alpha PO159 Stera energy has been depleted.
What was the dead planet from
What
before?
we're seeing is a faint glimmer emitted from the farthest reaches of the universe, an echo from 300 million years ago.
A young man tosses something over to the bartender behind the counter and plops onto a corner seat. A loose woolly hat keeps his face covered in the shadows.
Since when was the nest interested in
It's
astronomy?
Xavier.
How am I supposed to know? Blame the Deepspace tunnel. We've never been this close to the cosmos before.
The bartender looks down and sees a damaged protocore. He uses a bar towel to wipe off the crimson smear lingering on it. Crimson smear.
You always take bounties but never accept the rewards. I wonder if you have a grudge against them.
Isn't gathering personal information your specialty? Besides, it's possible that I'm on your bounty list too.
Tomorrow night, it'll be hunting day again. Will you join in on the fun?
Someone deliberately stirred up some trouble in the nest today, but he doesn't have the patience for it.
Not interested. Where is it?
The bartender shrugs. He reaches under the counter and pulls out a dark-colored envelope. Sliding it over, he leans in.
Don't say I didn't warn you. Pay attention to wandering eyes.
He's been doing that since the beginning. There are 3 pairs. It's likely his actions in the alley caught their attention. After all, birds of a feather flock together. If he makes his move here, he will have another bounty on his head. He needs to be more careful in Lincoln from now on. Traces of light begin to coalesce into a long sword in his right hand.
It's right over there. I wish you the best of luck, miss.
Oh, that must be the MC. Oh yeah, it is. Thanks. Inside the dimly lit bar, every face is indistinguishable. They are beasts lurking in the dark. Only an open door allows bright light to spill in. From that single beam of light, the silhouette of a girl emerges. It's unexpected, subtle. The animals are growing restless. He pauses for a moment and pulls his head down. The light sword in his hand quickly dissipates. He stands up and heads straight for her. As their eyes meet, he sees surprise flicker in her gaze.
Follow me.
Okay, let's go. Next part. In Azure Square, the carnival is holding a space-themed event. A hologram has been used to construct a castle-shaped fountain. In the middle of the plaza is a towering circular screen. The newscaster enthusiastically discusses information the Deepspace Aviation Administration brought back. Isn't this the place that Caleb worked at? There are traces of organisms that once lived on Alpha PO159. You didn't ask me to follow you so we could appreciate the fountain, right? There's more to it. I'm sitting on a bench by the fountain, my gaze fixed on Xavier. He's lost in thought. Did something happen in the nest?
Not yet.
Not yet.
When I saw you, I just asked you to follow me without thinking.
Not yet means something did happen. I glanced at the bustling crowd. I still felt uneasy, but even with potential threats following close behind, they wouldn't strike out in the open.
So you're really going to the N109 zone?
In that moment, Xavier takes off his woolly hat and changes the subject. He doesn't ask about how I knew of the nest, like how I have no interest in asking about why he was there in the first place. After spending some time together, it seems we have come to understand each other. Yeah, I was about to start the next part of my plan until you swooped in to whisk me away.
I'm sorry. But for places like the N109 zone, there's always a way in. You just need to look. Surviving, or escaping for that matter, is the real challenge.
You're right, but honestly, I haven't found the time to think about my escape plan yet. Getting the ether core and figuring out what to do with it. That's the biggest challenge I'm facing right now.
The protocore auction.
There's an auction. Weren't a ton of Unikindness protocors destroyed by Lumiere? Why are they holding an auction?
It's to deal with their partners.
So their business transaction was ruined.
Yeah. If Unikindness does nothing, those partners won't let them off so easy. That's why they're selling a high-grade protocore at the auction. It will go to the highest bidder.
The ether core, huh? I raise my head, but before I can get some answers, I notice a patrol robot hovering behind Xavier. Its rotating eyes are locked onto us. The faint red beacon flickers our way. Xavier, behind!
Don't look at it.
Is there one behind me? He's so calm. Xavier stretches the woolly cap in his hand and puts it on my head. Is a disguise really going to work? He rests his cheek on his hand and scrutinizes my appearance. Then a hand reaches out to pull down the hat. Suddenly, I'm plunged into darkness.
This will do.
I just pull down the hat to cover our eyes. Hey! I take the hat off and nod at his calm demeanor. I don't sense any metaflux, so I doubt we're dealing with Luminivores or Tezcatlipoca this time. The people trying to capture you finally decided to show up, huh? I always wondered why I find myself in the same situation whenever I run into Xavier. If it's not a coincidence, then there's a threat lurking around him. I'm always with you when they're trying to start something. Even if you want to play dumb, it's too late. Xavier says nothing. Instead, he turns to look at the sprawling network of paths in Azure Square. Flying above everyone, the patrol robots, their eyes whirring, stop moving. Their focus shifts to the fountain.
I need to borrow it.
Borrow what? A ball of light appears in his palm. It dances around my right hand, ears flicking. I hope it's not a joke. I sigh and place my hand over his heart. The waves caused by the resonance evil ripple from my fingers. I was borrowing my evil again. The fountain bursts into a shower of dazzling light, countless tiny droplets scattering. The spectacle reminds me of fireworks as vibrant as an oil painting. Hi Sari, welcome to my stream. Yeah, Xavier is adorable. And I haven't met Sylus yet. So I'm finishing this last chapter from the previous main story, and then I'm planning to start on Sylus' story. Why did you... What I see next stuns me. A sharp light, concealed within the water spray and fireworks, pierces through a dozen hovering patrol robots. They tremble mechanically for a moment before plummeting silently into the bushes, one after another.
Now they won't be able to find us.
He lets go of my hand, kicks a fallen robot aside, and lets it roll into a nearby pool.
Let's go. Or would you like to stay here for a bit?
The flickering light makes it difficult to see his expression. Shaking my head, I grab his wrist. I'm really excited to meet Sylus. I really made sure not to spoil myself. Okay, I already cleared this battle stage, but let's try one more time and see if I can clear it with 3 stars. Hmm. Okay, this screen looks good. Last time when the screen turns landscape, it kind of
Let's
messes
bring
up
it down together.
the whole thing.
This one. It's time.
Here we go. Light, shine down upon me. I'm okay. Let's take it down first.
I am not afraid. Step back.
My turn.
If I can't get 3 stars from this battle,
Go
then
back to the
it's
pit you
okay.
came
I'll
from.
just
Xavier.
move on with the next part of
time.
the story.
Here we
The
go.
enemies are weak. Now's our chance. Watch out. It's getting back up. Keep up the momentum.
I'm okay. Let's take it down first.
Be careful not to get hit. It's time.
Here we go.
Step back. Time to get serious. Watch yourself.
You won't escape.
It's time to end. Let's move.
I won't lose to you.
Can you keep up?
I didn't even sweat.
It's time.
Here we
The
go.
enemies are weak. Now's our chance. End it.
Perfect.
Okay, great. We did got 3 star. Yay. More diamonds for me. Okay, let's go to the next part. Philo. The locals have already forgotten when Philo, a flower shop, first appeared on a street corner. Tiny blue star-like flowers cascade from the 3rd floor balcony and envelop nearby buildings. The owner seems to have mysterious friends. On nights with little moonlight, one can often see starlight surrounding the backyard like fireflies. At midnight, Jeremiah locks the front gate. He carries a withered laurel. He enters the backyard and with some effort squeezes past the glass door of a greenhouse. Out of nowhere, a beam of light bursts through the door behind him, landing next to a cluster of wavy-leaf sea lavenders. A beam of light. Sounds like we teleported here.
Xavier, you nearly scared me to death. Didn't you
Jeremiah.
promise to use the door like a normal person?
It's pretty cute too, Jeremiah. As soon as the words leave his lips, a girl picks up from behind Xavier. She has an apologetic look on her face.
What in the...
What in the... my friend brings a girl here? He sees the other person's face and he freezes like a wind-up doll whose batteries just died. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. The florist Jeremiah looks to be around Xavier's age. When he saw me, he only showed 2 emotions, surprise and bewilderment. Xavier, your friend is freaking out. Or maybe Jeremiah have seen her before. I mean, my MC. Maybe she has a familiar face. Holding a small spray bottle, Xavier waters the dying laurel. Because his reaction was sort of
He's not
kind of
young
over the
anymore,
top.
so he's a bit slow on the uptake now.
He seems pretty young to me.
Ah, long time no... I mean, welcome to Philo.
Philo.
Right, Xavier mentioned you before. You're colleagues, I'm pretty sure. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah. The awkward greeting ends under Xavier's watchful gaze. Jeremiah looks at the glass wall. It flickers briefly, then returns to normal.
Now that we're out of sight, you can talk. Did something happen in the no-hunt zone?
The how he casually brings up the no-hand zone, his expression unfazed. It shows he's not just a florist. He knows stuff too. Xavier shakes his head.
Are there any unused identities left in the vault? She needs to get into the N109 zone but lacks a disguise.
Wait, you're actually going to help me? Yeah. All of a sudden and without much.
Didn't you say you still need
without
to
us
think of an
having
escape
to
plan?
request.
Laws don't exist in the N109 zone, but knowing the right people can come in handy. If your reputation is good enough, even the ones who want to mess with you will think twice.
Ah, I got it now.
The glass wall flickers again and becomes a screen. A dazzling array of identities appear on it.
Got anything in mind? I can customize it to suit your needs.
Hi there, Max here.
I pause and give Xavier a puzzled look. But all he does is touch his temple, remaining silent as he continues to water the laurel. Let me think. Surviving in the N109 zone isn't enough. What I truly need is in the auction, so I need to be someone who can negotiate with Onikainus, and when I talk, I don't end up revealing my identity.
Do you have one known for being disgustingly rich?
Disgustingly rich. As a rapid clacking of keyboard fills the room, images gradually come to life on the screen. A young woman, perfectly dressed, is about to step into a black limousine. Men in suits are by her side along with a group of fully armed guards. She wears an intricately designed veil. Beneath it is her face, my face.
Heiress from the Grand Duchy of Guarans, born with a diamond spoon, your wealth rivals that of nations. What do you think?
Is it a bit too much? Jeremiah nods and once again gets back to work. The woman on the screen now wears a black outfit. Everyone else follows suit, their previous attire now sleek, black formal wear with sunglasses.
Heiress to a mysterious crime syndicate. Last name is, well, we should just use yours to keep your story straight.
Like a daughter of a mafia boss, I guess.
I'll create a comprehensive profile and put it up on the dark web. I can make it convincing enough to the point where even professionals will have a hard time distinguishing fact from fiction.
Do I really need to be that?
It won't work if it's not intimidating enough.
Jeremiah's gaze flits between the screen and me.
Clothes maketh the man. I just need to find an outfit that matches your status.
The spray bottle that's been aimed at the laurel quickly moves and sprays the gesturing hands, trying to estimate my clothing size.
She can do it herself.
Hello, Derp! Welcome to my stream. How are you? Okay, let's go to the next part. Once everything's done, Jeremiah leaves the greenhouse to begin his deception. The breaking dawn meets the chirping of birds as they reverberate atop the greenhouse. I turn my head to look at Xavier.
What's wrong?
You bringing me here wasn't a spur of the moment decision. You knew for a while that I would be going to the N109 zone. You already had a plan to help me sneak in, right? How did you meet a friend who knows how to make fake identities? He's also very cooperative. And since he helped me, that means he could have helped you. It's funny how the more a person talks about something, the more real it seems. An idea starts to form in the back of my mind. I stare at him, searching for clues from his expression. I'm tired, just woke up from an afternoon nap and still very tired. Well, I hope you can take it easy and just lay back. Sometimes it takes time until you actually feel refreshed.
I'm just a normal deep space hunter.
Just a hunter? I walk up to Xavier and take the small spray bottle from his hand. I hold it up to his forehead like I'm aiming a gun at point blank range. I know we aren't exactly close, but can you repeat what you just said? You're not looking me in the eye. Oh, he's hiding something.
You're too close.
No, you're changing the topic. He gently touches my forehead to push me away.
Also, you're not scary. At least not scary enough.
He's still dodging. What do you mean?
You're being very polite. You won't be able to take control of the situation. Anyone who's made a name for themselves in the N109 zone can't be a pushover.
He gets up from his chair. I find myself stepping back and leaning against the edge of the table.
As the next leader of a crime syndicate, you should at least act tough. Don't let anyone easily spot your weaknesses.
Got it. Act tough.
Otherwise, you might end up as a lamb at an auction, swarming with wolves. You'll be killed in the blink of an eye.
A sharp blade of grass pokes my chin.
The arrogant ones always like to look down on people.
I can't help but chuckle. I lift my head in response. And?
Your shoulders are stiff.
Mm-hmm.
Being too awkward will only make you look suspicious. Relax. But try to maintain a facade of arrogance.
Got it. Anything else?
Don't say thank you, and don't apologize. The last thing you want is hesitation or doubt in your voice. Remember, you're always right.
Basically, fake it till you make it. What if someone tries to challenge me? Or what if they doubt me?
Return the favor.
Return the favor. Doubt the other person back. Like this? I push Xavier's shoulder, but he only takes a step back. I move closer, maintaining eye contact with my chin. By the way, my neck is starting to hurt because of how you're standing. Can you adjust your position?
Are you mixing personal feelings with business?
Of course not. As you say, whatever I do is correct.
All right.
Xavier sits back down, but he tightly grips my wrist and pulls. I'm in front of him.
One more thing. It's very important. Don't provoke people who have yet to show you their hand.
The atmosphere becomes heavy, my gut telling me that I'm in danger. Yet the only thing I can do is look into his eyes. He's seated, yet at this moment, the person standing isn't necessarily the one who has the upper hand.
I'm done. Do you think this is enough?
Jeremiah walks in. His gaze sweeps over us, not even lingering for a second. Then he quickly turns around and leaves.
Whoops, sorry. I entered the wrong room.
Come back.
Whoops, that was awkward. I'm just gonna leave. How about Mima? How's you? I'm okay. I'm just okay. Actually, for some reason last night, I couldn't sleep at all. Like, I've been tossing and turning for hours until like 5 a.m. That's when I actually fall asleep. Which is bad. I'm worried if that's gonna happen again tonight. Maybe because yesterday I had coffee after lunch. Sometimes my body is a little weird. It's like a gacha when it comes to coffee. Sometimes I can be like really wide awake after I drink coffee, but sometimes coffee doesn't do anything to me. Like, it's really random.
Here's the family crest. Pretty cool, right? Wear it, and anyone who's in the know will see you're important.
also means whoever approaches you isn't a random person wanting to have a chat. Be careful.
I study the crest in my hand. While intricately designed, there's an antique charm to it, showing that it's the handiwork of a crime syndicate. The fact Jeremiah could produce this in such a short amount of time, he's more than meets the eye. Yeah, this guy is very skilled.
And here's the stuff that can make your fake identity more convincing. I hope you won't need to use them.
I was wide awake at 5 a.m. a while ago as well. Yeah. I also took a nap at noon just now. So we're in similar place. Jeremiah hands me another box.
You don't need to be so formal. I never thought I'd actually be able to help you. It's so...
The intensity of his sincerity is touching. Even though I've only known him for a few hours, my curiosity only grows. Silently, Xavier positions himself between Jeremiah and me. Silently.
As you can see, he's very friendly.
So he's trying to make space, keep distance between me and Jeremiah. I look at everything in my hands again. The sun is about to rise. I should get going. Shall we head back home, neighbor?
I have plans today.
I nod. I'll be on my way then.
Wait.
I hold my breath and soon feel a faint, prickling sensation from my earlobe, like a gentle jab that's gone in an instant.
It's a secret transmitter.
Oh.
Even if you're somewhere in the N109 zone with no signal, we can still track your location.
I touch my ear but don't find a trace of it. A tiny capsule is placed into my hand.
An inhibitor. Take it before you meet up with anyone. You'll be temporarily immune to 98.7% of neurotoxins. And here.
He slips a very thin, hairpin-like item into my sleeve. I raise my arm and squint before I see a needle with liquid inside it. What is this?
Self-defense. It's not too strong. Just enough to take down an elephant.
We really made sure that we're very prepared. Huh?
If you ever run into danger, don't hesitate.
Do you have a magic pocket or something? Where did all this stuff? My vision is then overwhelmed by a bluish purple hue. Is this also a secret weapon?
It's flowers.
Of course I know it's, but why are you giving it to me?
Do I need a reason?
No. He lowers his head. He appears to be actually thinking.
They just happen to blossom. So, I sincerely hope you'll accept them.
Of course I will. Yeah, the nap I just took was the first amount of sleep I've had since yesterday. Good for you. The girl's figure fades into dawn. The lights in the greenhouse dim like a fire on the verge of being extinguished.
It's flawed.
So,
What is?
were you able to stay calm when you saw her for the first time?
Yeah, she knew him. He knew her. Jeremiah. Jeremiah knew her. Looks like they've known her from
Or
before.
just letting her go into the N109 zone? Are you okay with that?
It will be safer compared to Lincoln City in a few days.
And we can use that time to take care of the stuff lurking in the shadows. But I need to ask, do you really not care about our non-intervention principle anymore?
Non-intervention.
Some already stopped caring about it.
Otherwise, the explosion at her home wouldn't have happened, and the truth that's been hidden for so many years wouldn't have started to emerge. Ah, probably someone Like someone from Xavier's group trying to get her.
Do you know how long we've been here? All those faces in the backtrackers, I can't remember them. Don't you have the feeling that people's memories of us are also becoming fuzzier? Especially in recent years. I agree that sticking to the non-intervention principle is pointless, especially for us whose presence here was always a mistake. And mistakes are bound to be corrected sooner or later. Maybe we're slowly being erased as we speak.
That sounds sad. Just like a planet that strayed away from orbit, only to be ripped apart by gravity.
How's Trace back too?
It can send out simple signals, but the positioning system still needs some work. Is there really someone on the other side of the Deepspace tunnel who can respond to us?
Sounds like they're stranded.
You will return in one piece. I'll make sure of it.
Having Evol doesn't make you invincible. And this isn't Phylos. And we, you know, aren't truly immortal. Our kind, I mean.
Files must be the planet they come from. Not every planet in the deep space shines, or rather, they don't shine forever. Piercing through a veil of light, dying celestial bodies are nothing more than skeletal, ashen rock with ring-shaped mountains. Cosmic dust coalesces into asteroids, their surfaces adorned with algae that couldn't be considered a sign of life. A faint glimmer of light gradually emerges in the distance and spreads out from the horizon. The morning light manifests on one side, and on the other is the beginnings of a misty night. Okay, only 2 parts left.
Perhaps they don't want anyone else to get their hands on it,
Zane's
as they try
voice.
to obtain one for themselves. Or there are ether cores already in their possession.
Oh, the flashback from the chapter where they went to the Arctic.
That's why they're selling a high-grade protocore at the auction. It will go to the highest bidder. Laws don't exist in the N109 zone, but knowing the right people can come in handy. If your reputation is good enough, even the ones who want to mess with you will think twice.
I've confirmed the location of the Ether Core, and I have a fake identity that can keep me alive. Now I need to figure out how to get into the N109 zone.
Why not come up with a master plan? Become the best bait for Anakinus.
This is Raphael's suggestion.
Maybe a small opening is all it will take to get them to expose themselves.
To be the bait that is the most valuable and the most undefended. Resolve, I pick up my phone and dial Raphael's number. Hi Mountain Lake, welcome to my stream. Thank you for coming. You were just reading my webtoon up to episode 8, okay. How do you think? What do you think? I like it. I think it's funny. I can't believe how much effort you put into it. Making a webtoon does take a lot of effort and time. I think I spent the most time making it during COVID because that was when we were all working from home, right? So I have some spare time because I don't have to travel to work. So I started to like wake up around 5 a.m. and I work on my webtoon in the morning, and then I go to work, and not go to work, I mean start working during office hours. But yeah, it's been a long time since I last updated. It was a fun experience though. Are you free right now?
Why?
Meet me at the nest. Show me how to fish. I still have plans to continue the comic, but
Aren't we supposed to meet up at 11? Where's
Not-
Raphael?
not in
It's hunting
not
day.
soon.
There are more people here than last night. Hopefully everything will go according to plan.
Ultra dangerous protocors, nothing illegal, and lots more in stock. Are you interested, miss? Haven't seen you before. I'll give you a discount. One Narcissus, and you've got yourself a deal.
So
Where did you get them? Why don't we start with?
don't take
Don't you
that
think
drink.
it's a little weird to do business with newcomers?
If I'm the newcomer, then you must be the veteran?
You're today's shining star. The little secrets I carry aren't worth the trouble. Got your bait ready?
Yeah, I'll play their game and let myself be taken into the N109 zone.
Which means we need to cast the line. Should be easy enough. Here,
What's this?
write your bargaining chip on it. Waiter.
Who's he going to tell?
Doesn't matter. If they're interested, they're in.
Now we wait for the fish to bite. How long?
Not long. The nest lives up to its name, you know. It's an underground intelligence network that's known to match supply and demand. Even normal info would have passed through 3 layers by now.
And what's this?
It's part of the process. Drink it, and you officially have a deal.
It's black.
Oh. Another suspicious drink.
Think about it first. A black glass means you'll pay a high price. If it doesn't go smoothly, you'll be the payment instead.
Being the payment is better than staying in the same place and doing nothing.
Since you've made up your mind, I won't stop you. I hope you find the answers you seek.
Out of the original 3 guys, Raphael is the only one guy who is not afraid to put the MC in risky situations. The other 2 guys are always like worried about the MC and always tell them, especially Zane, always tell the MC to, you know, not do dangerous things. As for Xavier, just now he really helped the MC a lot, make her fully prepared to go to this sussy underground bar. But Raphael, he encouraged the MC to go to dangerous places.
So far, everything looks normal. Lumiere.
Lumiere. I wonder who that is.
I guess it's to be expected. So many people are after him. Hey!
Move aside.
You...
It's about to start.
Wait, it's probably better if I stay low-key. More people are here. They're surprisingly calm.
Oh.
There's a price to pay when a wish is granted. Will you be the hunter or the hunted tonight?
It's starting.
Hunting day will now
It's
commence.
that eye again. Is it here for me?
The creepy
No,
eye.
something's
The
off.
hunting
I should hide for now.
as it begins. Now.
Whoa.
There she is.
There she is.
This is the prey. It's coming. It worked.
C003 neurotoxin. If you're smart, you won't move.
Oh, I wonder who that is. Is it possible for that to be Sylus? Profile is a bad influence, yeah.
The more enticing the bait, the more dangerous things can get.
It's kind of a bit
Most
selfish,
are
isn't
clueless
it?
to it.
From surface, at
Now's
least.
not the time to celebrate. The big fish we want hasn't fallen for it yet. Did you bring the stuff I requested?
You're fine with handing over a fresh catch just like that?
Do you really think they can handle the prey I caught?
Or maybe he has like very, very strong faith in the MC.
Traceback 2 will reach the edge of the Deepspace Tunnel's umbra within 1 day. Our journey through the Deepspace Tunnel begins. Destination is in the Orion arm of the Milky Way. Once the home of humanity, Earth. Activating course correction engine. The final countdown has been initiated.
When
This is
Alpha
really cool.
PO-159's light shines through the Deep Space Tunnel, illuminating Lincoln Tower's pinnacle. The closest we've been to it in the last 4.6 billion years. This galaxy's name is derived from the old word philo. It's the most
Philo.
exquisite gem in deep space. Philos. Humanity remains
Zane.
shackled to time.
I think that's Zane.
Fortunately,
Eh?
there are other lives in
Or
this
not?
boundless, starry sea. Tonight's weather, clear sky with winds around 7 miles an hour. Everything is serene inside the Deep Space Tunnel. Good night, Lincoln City. May you rest in the Milky Way's embrace, drifting in long and happy dreams.
I think that was really cool. I'm not sure if I understand that 100%, but it's still cool. Okay, before I go to Sylus story, I want to check something. There should be a note somewhere that explains the Deep Space Tunnel. Because I'm not sure if I remember what the Deep Space Tunnel is. I think it's here. No, not this. Where is it? Just now I click this one. Maybe from here. No, not here. Should it be here? Oh no. Here. Yeah, this one. Let's check. Okay, so this is the Deep Space Tunnel. In 2034, a space-time anomaly appeared above Lincoln City. Bound by a gravitational force and filled with an abundance of barely detectable energy and matter, it raised many questions. From that point on, Earth started to see the emergence of alien creatures known as Wanderers. This event sparked curiosity throughout human society. Space exploration truly began in earnest, significantly advancing research in this field. Okay, now I get it. So the Deep Space Tunnel is not something the human built, but it just appeared out of nowhere, all of a sudden. Chronocrypt catastrophe, I think this is the event that caused the heart condition for the MC. Okay. Oh, okay, finally, let's check out Sylus' story. Oh, where do I go? Not here. Ambiguous chaos. Cage. Where am I? Oh, does this continue right away from the last chapter just now? The rocking car is filled with the scent of low-quality leather. My head spins. My body is still struggling against the neurotoxin. Blurry and distant memories return to me in fragments. I was a new hunter when tragedy struck and took away people who were important to me. I traveled to the Arctic, searching for the truth, discovered an incredible power source that rested in my heart, the Ether Core. Using the information left behind by Grandma, I concluded that what happened to me is related to Unikaidas, a well-known organization in the N109 zone. They want the Ether Core in my heart. So I decided to enter the N109 zone to get closer to Unikaidas in an attempt to find answers. It doesn't matter if they're about the Ether Core in my heart or that incident. Everything is going according to plan. I brought the most valuable bait, the Ether Core, deep into the abyss that is the N109 zone. Whoever takes the bait, will this person be the one I'm looking for?
I took a big risk to snatch prey from the nest. The reward needs to be better than that.
Man in Black.
You sure this is right? I've dripped down the same
The
road 3
inhibitor should have
times and I'm
taken
not
effect
getting
by now.
anywhere.
I'll wait a little longer.
Just my luck. Car broke down all the way out here. Not a soul to be seen. Just an abandoned yard. Hurry up and send someone over. You're awake. Guess you're a tough gal, but I'm warning you. Don't try any tricks on me, you hear?
So you're just a middleman. You working for people from the N109 zone?
Shut up. Let me inspect the goods before I hand you over. Where did you hide the Ether Core?
Kidnapping Unikaidas' prey without letting us know. That's not exactly polite.
Who's there?
So this guy is not from Unikaidas?
She's ours, by the way. We called dibs a long time ago.
Is that
That was
Sylus?
fast.
I'm really curious. She's brave enough to drink from a flat glass.
Oh no.
What will she do when backed into a corner?
You're pretty bold for releasing information about the Ether Core in the nest like that.
Explains why Boss is interested.
I see. Sylus sent you. But the Ether Core is mine.
Did he just shoot me? That was straight into my face. Hello Kuri-chan, welcome to my stream. I'm not skimping. Simping. I'm not simping, I swear. Sylus hasn't appeared yet? Hold it back.
But the Ether Core is mine.
The way they were laughing. Whoa. Savage. That was savage. That's the man. Ah, my MC. Very cool looking crow.
Take out the vermin that are still running amok.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please.
He is the head of Anakinus.
If this information is leaked, you might become Anakinus' next target.
Man, this guy is so hot. And that
You're
voice.
also here for the core, right?
Even if you wanted to sell your soul, you still have to find someone who can pay the price.
This voice. I've heard it somewhere before.
Have I?
Look at me.
You possess
His eyes.
Devour him. Do that, and you'll gain the power you always dreamed of. This power. It's yours for the taking.
Devour him.
Kill him. I can't look into his eye.
Oh.
Is this how you greet a new friend? I guess you don't remember anything. Allow me to jog your memory. From your past to your future, to even all the crimes you'll inevitably commit. After all, you and I, we're the same, true kindred spirits.
Kindred spirits. It's so cool with how this guy is emanating like such a villain aura. Oh, you have 27 subscribers? How are you live? I don't know. I don't know what you mean. I don't know. I'm just live. Oh, Sylus is so powerful. What an entrance. A very perfectly dramatic entrance to introduce this character. Very interesting. Very intriguing.
"3 days, you were still unable to achieve even a simple resonance.
3
How
days.
disappointing.
We've been unconscious for 3 days.
What do you want?
You went through all that trouble to enter the N109 zone. I must fulfill my duty as your host.
Wow. What is up?
Stop. Devour him. He is yours. He is right there before your very eyes. Voices again.
Weird voices in the MC's head.
It's a shame your evil has deteriorated into its current state.
Crocodile tears. My family's deaths. You're behind them, right?
Family. The people closest to you might be the ones who want to kill you the most.
Shut up! Right now? I just want to
Do
kill
think
you
your
myself!
evil will help you in a fight against me. Your courage is admirable. You're lucky I don't like picking on the weak, kitten.
What are you doing?
Didn't you want to take my life, or do your words just ring hollow?
Kill him. Kill
We're going crazy.
You think I won't do it?
Now, that's much better. Though you do owe me a curtain call grander than death itself.
What is it?
Why are you trembling? Has your resolve already begun to falter? You weren't just bluffing, were you?
Of course not. It's just...
Want some help? Yes, no, maybe so.
Yes, no, maybe so.
No.
Whoa. He's not gonna die, isn't he? Smash or pass? Maybe pass? Currently, he looks like a bad guy. I'm too scared. I'm too scared to get involved with any bad guys. With all senses gone, only the abdominal cavity spasms and contracts. It were as if the body had a hole. Well, which body? Mine or his? Water, food, or something else? Wait, I didn't read that. Water, food, or something else? Anything to fill this emptiness would be good. Devour him. It's your power. In pitch black darkness, eerie whispers flooded my mind once more. They bubble only to suddenly stop, leaving cold air to gnaw at my memory. My head hurts.
She won't be sleeping forever, right? She's been unconscious for 1 day. We need to wake her up.
I've been unconscious again.
Just open up the back of her head, drill a hole in her neck, and...
What are these guys? Waking up from a hazy nightmare, I open my eyes. I can still feel the numbness from the gun's recoil in my hand. When I make eye contact with them, the pupils of two young men who look alike instantly contract. They quickly hide their drills and darts up their sleeves. The air freezes for a moment. I sit up. You too.
You're seeing things. I'm the only one here. There is no two.
No? I collect myself and look around. The room, old and empty, is dark. A black-gray cotton blanket hangs off the bed frame. Returning my attention to the young man, I point at his lookalike standing behind him. See, well, there is one more person. Then who's that?
My soul can leave. My body.
The voice acting. Is he serious or joking? Behind him, the young man lurking in the shadows immediately sticks out his hands in front of his chest, rolls his eyes, and starts shaking. He's laughing, isn't he?
Are you stunned? Shocked? Boring.
Hi. Before you left Boss's parlor... Well, we already met. 4 days ago, to be exact.
4 days ago.
We didn't just save you from that ungrateful traitor. We also brought you back to Onikainus' base.
So you want me to thank you? As my limbs slowly regain their strength, I quickly assess the current situation in my mind. I've been locked in a secret room with no light for 3 days, and during the times I was conscious for a few moments, I would catch a glimpse of Sylus. Of course he's not dead. The twins are obviously sent by Sylus to keep me monitored. While I was mentally prepared for this, finding myself in a direct confrontation with Onikainus was beyond my expectations. I just didn't expect Onikainus' leader to be an unreasonable monster.
Are you crazy?
You wanted to take my life, and so you've taken it. Now what? Have you already figured out how you'll pay me back?
No, you can't die yet.
Why? Are you worried about me? Save that for the day you actually succeed in killing me.
He healed himself. Like a vampire, forcing me to resonate with him, then tricking me into thinking I've killed him. He's insane. He is. I wonder if he's keeping me in another location right now, or maybe he got bored. Even though the Ether Core's other half is in Onikainus' hands, being trapped here puts me in a vulnerable position. I need to leave and gather information.
We know what you're thinking. But after being hunted down in the nest, do you know how many people are out there looking for you?
And even if you escape, You'll only
Oh, they
get
have
lost
names
in the
now. Luke
chaos
and
of this
Kieran.
no man's land.
Wanderers will eat you up. They also won't leave behind any crumbs, so... Stay here with our boss.
I don't know.
Throw away all morality and compassion, and this place will be a paradise.
These two guys is a bit funny. It's hard to take them seriously. By the way, who's older? You two are basically identical twins.
Take a guess.
Could you come closer so I can get a better look? Maybe it's because my voice sounded so sincere that his lips curled. He saunters over without even a hint of suspicion. When he's within reach, I pull out a laser pointer and hold it against his neck so I can threaten him.
Hey, what are you doing?
Have you heard of the XT7, the Hunters Association's latest weapon? Whether out of recklessness or carelessness, Onykinus didn't search my body. It's a high-powered laser that can penetrate your skin and vaporize your blood. The good news is that it's quick and painless. The bad news is that you'll be losing a lot of blood from your neck. Are you squeamish? Kieran falls silent for a moment, then presses the door handle and moves aside. To my surprise, the door opens just like that.
Why are you staring at me? Did I say you weren't allowed to leave?
I see. Sylus is wild. Yeah. For now, his character is very distinct compared to the other three characters, the original love interests. And I think it's very interesting.
Okay, just go straight down the hall and you'll see the exit.
I let go of Luke. Still afraid, he rubs his neck and heads over to Kieran's side. But I notice his gaze is full of curiosity and desire for the laser pointer in my hand. Do you want it? Here. Maybe we were just bluffing. Not expecting me to be this generous, Luke reaches for it. He's surprised.
Really? That's very nice of you to just give away a hunter's secret weapon.
It's a laser pointer.
You...
He's quite naive, isn't he? I flash my own playful smile right back at him. Did I ever say it was the XT7? As the two of them get farther and farther away with every step I take, I can still hear their whispers behind me.
How far do you think she'll get? 30 meters?
I bet not even 10 steps.
I'll say 5 then.
With Luke and Kieran gone, I take out my hunter's watch. Unsurprisingly, there's no signal. The corridor before me is completely dark, like a deep, endless tunnel. While I didn't expect them to be kind enough to show me the way out, leaving that room could already be considered progress. There are several small crystal vases on the shelf by the wall. The drooping flowers in them have already withered. The owner probably hasn't been home in a long time. On the other side is a black bird. It's perched on a marble pillar that's half as tall as a human. Its metal wings are tucked in. A crow. His eyes appear to be made out of rubies. They glow with a lustrous yet haunting hue in the darkness. Its eyes suddenly move, fixing its gaze on me without blinking. It's alive! As I prepare myself to take a closer look, it suddenly spreads its wings and flies towards me. Its razor-sharp feathers barely miss the top of my head as it passes through the narrow gap of an open door. To pass through the corridor, I will have to go there. I hesitate for a moment, then follow the crow. Melodious classical music seeps up from behind the door, making the corridor even more peaceful. A relaxed male voice rings out amidst the graceful song. It's like I'm hearing a monologue behind a curtain.
It claims that you play protocols to human hearts. You also can play human consciousness into wanderers.
What?
This little project has a name. The Fountain of Ete.
You should know I'm not interested in other people's business. And Mephisto said you lied. You're not even telling me everything. It's a shame. You threw away your last chance.
Sylus? Never mind. I need to escape first.
No, please, forgive me. You can still use me as
Oh, this
fuel.
guy's dead. You're gonna be
Ordeal is
dead.
over. No. If you'll excuse me, I have to entertain a more important guest.
The pleading voice stops abruptly, like a balloon that leaves nothing behind after it explodes from being filled with too much air. Yep, the guy's dead. The room falls silent for a moment. The music suddenly stops before transitioning into a more gentle song played by string instruments.
Aren't you going to come in?
I knew they were up to no good. Everything is beautiful, from the clean white tablecloth to the silverware sparkling under the light to even the ice bucket with bottles of red wine. The gory scene I envisioned didn't appear. Inside this calm room, the other voice's owner had vanished without a trace. Just like that guy who kidnapped her just now. This feeling again. I'm hungry all of a sudden. Why? Sylus picks up the decanter beside me, walks to my side, and pours me a glass of wine. Behind me, the shadows press down, their invisible pressure suffocating. I hold onto the chair with one hand to steady myself and grab the knife on the table with the other.
This will be useful for defending yourself in the N109 zone.
Sylus coldly chuckles as he places a familiar gun on the table. Are you mocking me?
I'm giving you a way out. Since you can't escape, why don't we make a deal?
Glaring at him, I drink the wine to taunt him. Onikaina's modus operandi is buying and selling by force. Too bad, I'm not interested. The ice-cold liquid slides down my throat, and soon I feel a burning pain in my stomach. The wine is stronger than I thought. I still can't help but chug one glass after another. Hungry and thirsty, it's as if I'm trying to numb myself with this sensation.
As long as you have desires, there will always be deals to make.
With his crimson eyes full of malice, Sylus flashes a hint of smile. His tall figure blocks out some of the light, and I can see his right eye starting to glow red. This means he's using some kind of power. Then I would be in a daze and experience auditory hallucinations.
So many days have come and gone. You should know your own desires by now.
Confusion, restlessness, this insatiable emptiness. It's a black hole trying to swallow everything.
Only I can give you what you want. And you will agree to my terms.
I can't allow myself to be controlled by this person again. I force myself to stand up, spurred on by the alcohol I drank. What terms? You just want me to resonate with you. You know what? Fine. I will accept this deal. I resonate with you, and you give me the ether core from Onikaina's auction. As I say this, I grab Sylus' hand. His fingers are long, and his palm is cold. Even touching his hand faintly brings forth a sense of dread.
Release me. You can't do that just yet.
Don't move. I look up at him, trying to use my remaining sobriety to find a hint of emotion, anything on his face. For a moment, a complex, incomprehensible struggle appears in his gaze. What could be the source of that? Where does the power in his right eye come from? Why does it feel so familiar to me? Is it related to the ether core? Time passes ever so slowly, and just like these past few days, nothing happens. Why is it? Murmuring to myself, I refuse to give up. I grab his hand and hold it like I'm squeezing a pump. The invisible pressure becomes stronger and stronger. The influence of alcohol gradually subsides, and I realize I made a very dangerous move. I awkwardly straighten my posture and quietly try to pull back my hand, yet he grips it more tightly.
Maybe I've been too nice to you.
My fingers were firmly clasped. I couldn't move them at all. You, let go. Even if you keep holding on to me like this, I can't resonate with you. It's not something I can just do on a whim.
After all that arrogance, it seems like you can't even control your own evil.
At the very least, it doesn't want to be activated in front of you. Sylus stares at our interlocked hands blankly for a long time, and finally, he slowly lets go. I rub my wrist as I take a few steps back. My breathing and heartbeat gradually return to normal. We were at a standstill. Then, with a thoughtful expression, he leans back in his chair and looks at me.
Just as I thought. You're too weak.
Where does he get all his confidence from to make such a conclusion? Is everyone in the N109 zone weird? Sylus pinches the area between his brow, then raps his knuckles on the table.
Eat as much as you want.
He says those words like he's giving out an order that won't be questioned. What? Are you... The word insane is on the tip of my tongue, but I force myself to stop talking. I turn to look at the long, seemingly endless table behind me. It's filled with countless exquisite dishes, the lavishness almost dizzying.
I'll give you 10 minutes. After you're done, come find me outside the base's entrance. You better hope our deal is successful. Otherwise, consider this your last meal.
What do I do next? Is this the next chapter? I think this is the part that was just now. Oh my god. Oh, okay.
I must have been really drunk to make a deal with this monster. Are we going to experience the sights and sounds of the N109 zone?
Do you have 9 lives? Curiosity killed the cat.
Then I shouldn't go.
I just force it on her.
You like
on
to
us.
bargain, don't you? But you're not yet qualified.
Are there no speed limits in the N-Human zone? still don't know where the auction will take place.
If you want to stay out of trouble, behave yourself inside.
And if I refuse? It hurts!
You'll hurt even more.
Who is it? If you want to order something, bring your own protocore. I won't accept anything that isn't high grade. Mr. Sylus, you don't usually do surprise visits.
I got you a guinea pig. It's time for your Evol linkage alteration project to have a living test subject.
Wait. You wanna alter me? You bastard.
In that case, let me take a look first.
Alter how? Okay, sit there.
Sir, you're not actually going to alter me, right? I'm just a normal evolver.
Trying to bargain with me is pointless. No one can change Silas's mind. You have the Resonance Evil?
Did they do anything while I was gone?
Nothing too dramatic, just 2 explosions. One in the northern suburbs and one in the Bloomshore district.
Bloomshore district. This is related to Grandma.
They just made a bunch of shoddy products. I overestimated them.
And after doing those shameless things and making a mess, then they want you to be their scapegoat.
It wasn't Onikaines who blew up
What are you talking about?
the MC house.
Someone else made those 2 explosions happen?
Oh dear, you look disappointed. Instead of searching for the truth, you'd rather swallow a lie that makes you feel better.
I'm afraid she's not a suitable recipient. Her Evol linkage is completely normal. Only the strength's been suppressed.
Did someone put in a suppressor?
Yeah, I don't think it's physical.
It's not my fault. I can resonate just fine with others.
And that thing I asked you to alter, how's that?
It was difficult, but the maximum energy burst value has been increased tenfold.
That little thing?
Are you really going to use it?
Do I have to fight this?
She's suppressed, right? She just needs a little stimulation then. Are you scared? You should step back.
Damn it, I can't resonate.
It's not too late to back out now. I guess it's gonna fight dirty. Let's settle this in one fell swoop. Look out!
Sylus.
It can't escape. I guess it's gonna fight dirty.
So Sylus is not using
Let's
any
settle
weapons,
this in
right?
one fell swoop.
He's a hand combat type.
Time to meet your maker. You put up a good fight.
Okay, good. I got a new card? Okay. Okay. Next part.
Alter her energy linkage now. Make it as strong as possible.
This isn't what we agreed to.
Relax. You can handle it.
Mr. Sylus, I think there's another reason why she can't resonate.
That
You
is.
see, her evol is special. It utilizes the waves generated by the human brain's magnetic field. Maybe her brain's magnetic field produces repulsive waves against you. That's why she can't resonate with you.
Get to the point.
To make a long story short, on a subconscious level, she's either rejecting you, scared of you, or, disgusted by you. Even if she undergoes alteration, you won't be able to resonate with her so long as she's still hostile toward you.
Okay.
And Mr. Sylus, if the alteration fails, she will be completely ruined. We need to address the cause first.
Which means there's something wrong with her.
You let go of me!
By the way, I have an evol stabilizer in the storage cabinet. I'll make her use it.
Perhaps worried that his inventions would get caught in a crossfire, he quickly takes me to a room on the second floor.
Right now, you need to stay calm, miss.
He bends down and pulls out a dusty electronic device from underneath the cabinet.
The N109 zone is a chaotic place, and you have a part of an ether core. Accompanying him is the safest option.
I guess so. You know I'm carrying an ether core? A burst of red light appears and scans my whole body. Several windows pop up an old-fashioned display screen, which shows the data is being analyzed.
I recognize that proto-curve. Monitoring ether cores used to be my job.
A gas pops into my mind. I look again at the dusty electronics device. Just as I thought, there's an inconspicuous mark in the corner. I saw it among the files Grandma left not too long ago.
The N109 zone is a mess right now. An outsider like you who's unfamiliar with the details can easily lose her life. Sticking with Sylus might not be a bad idea. Better to be with him compared to some other people.
Sylus is a heartless man. He may only want to alter me right now, but he's going to get me killed eventually. Exasperated, the shopkeeper shakes his head.
You're just not used to the darkness yet. There are predators lurking in these depths that you haven't seen.
Some people are even scarier than him.
You say Sylus is heartless, but sometimes those with hearts are even crueler than those without.
Like Xavier said, the N109 zone is very divided. Each faction only recognizes its own allies. Fighting alone is obviously not a good idea in a place like this, but if I really have to stay close to Sylus... The shopkeeper's concern seems to be genuine. After weighing my options, I nod and flash a reassuring smile. I understand what you mean. I'll give it some thought. The lines on the screen rise and fall, showing two intertwined curves.
Alright. There's nothing wrong with your evil. The energy of the ether core inside you is also stable. Have you figured out what you'll do next?
The ether core's other half is one of the items at the auction. Naturally, I don't assume I can get it by myself. The only advantage I have is having part of an ether core in my heart. Since I can resonate with the energy, I should be able to sense its location. The real problem is figuring out how to escape from the predators lurking in these depths after I obtain it. The N109 zone is currently a mess, and there are enemies no matter where I go. If I have to work with someone, the strongest person here would be the best option. Maybe I should actually make a deal with Sylus. Upon realizing this, my next step becomes clear. I get up and say goodbye to the shopkeeper, and when I spot that familiar mark, I look back at his dark, weary expression. Were you acquainted with my grandma? He just waves his hand, gesturing for me to leave.
Well, if all goes well for you and whatever happens, then I can say I've repaid Miss Josephine's kindness.
Up until now, I had always thought that Onykinus was hunting down researchers who work on either course before. But that shopkeeper, who seems to have a strong connection to Grandma, is seeking Sylus' protection. Maybe there are other secrets. Maybe it's not Onykinus who killed the researchers. I think deeply about what the shopkeeper said, lost in thought, but when I go downstairs, the workshop is empty. Sylus? The door's curtains, which were closed before, are now rolled up, and after I leave the workshop, Sylus' motorcycle is nowhere to be seen. What, did you just ditch me? Sylus? The only response I get is a faint thud from the unlit alley next to the workshop. It's probably trash that fell onto the ground. Just when I was thinking about whether or not I should work with him, he disappeared on me. There are only piles of scrap in the empty streets. I look around, my heart pounding. Maybe after confirming he couldn't resonate with me, he finally lost his patience and interest. I'm sure he'll be back. So be it. At least I can freely move around now.
Would you like to buy a flower, miss?
A clear voice resounds. I turn and see a little girl behind me. She appears to be 8 or 9 years old. No, thank you.
Would you like a gun, bullets, or a protocore then?
Oh.
I have them all.
First flowers, but if you don't want that, we have gun too. I don't need those either. But it might be a good idea to chat with the locals and get information about the auction. I kneel down to be at eye level and tap her basket. You know where I can buy some intel, sweetie?
That's easy. Follow me.
2 sets of footsteps echo across the empty street. Meanwhile, the sound of flapping wings can be heard in the distance. I look up at the sky, but I see nothing except dark clouds that obscure moonlight. Can we even trust a little girl? A crow perches on a street light that's been dilapidated for years. The red glow in its eyes flickers as it breathes. A few blood-stained tufts of grey fur peek out from under its metal claws. This must be Sylus' crow. We quietly observe the 2 girls, one tall and one short, as they head into another filthy street. It tilts its head and thinks for a moment. Then it quickly drops its dead prey and silently spreads its wings to follow them. Lying under the streetlight are 7 or 8 fat rats, all gutted. Mixed with their flesh and blood are broken pieces of monitoring equipment. Wow. Oh, I got affinity up. You're the one who walked in. Unlock moment pose. Unlock emoji pack. Okay, we need to clear this stage. 17. I don't have. Oh, I can use others. Let's use Raphael because the Stalactrum is pink. Is this my best card? Okay, the levels are quite low. That's fine.
Everything will turn to ashes. Why don't we get creative?
Sounds like a plan. Bring it on.
Keep your distance from it.
Raphael,
Yeah, I hear you.
good job.
Don't be deceived. Why are you getting closer to it? Come back here. Why don't we get creative?
Sounds like a plan.
This is all too easy.
Not even a challenge.
Okay, nice. There should be 1 or 2 more battle stages. Okay, 1 more.
About time I get some exercise. Why don't we get creative?
Sounds like a plan.
It's almost over. Don't let it get away.
Not even a challenge. No.
Pathetic. Why don't we get creative?
Sounds like a plan. I'll show you.
Back up. Let's see what trick it has up its sleeve. You were too close to it. 3, 2, 1, dodge. I don't think it's giving up. Why don't we get creative?
Sounds like a plan. Raphael,
Yeah, I hear you. Dodging is also an art.
I'll show you.
This is all too easy.
Not even a challenge.
Okay, another one. Pink and green. Do I have... No. I'll just use Raphael again. Do I have any green cards for Raphael? Level 5. Okay, that should be good enough. I'm not sure how many chapters there is for Sylus story. If I'm not wrong, I think there are 2 chapters.
My hands aren't just for painting.
And we have covered chapter 1.
Keep your distance from it. Why don't we get creative?
Sounds like a plan.
Why are you getting closer to it? Come back here. Did you spot its weakness?
No. Go back to the pit you came from.
It's almost over. Here's our chance. With that done, my inspiration is raring to go.
I look forward to your new masterpiece.
Thankfully, in early chapters, the battle levels are lower, so I can clear those up pretty easily.
Auntie, an outsider, I mean, a lady is here to buy something.
Under the dim yellow light, a young woman is hunched over behind the bar. Bored, she's fiddling with some cards. In the center of the graffiti-covered wall is the establishment's somewhat gaudy name, Elysium.
What do you want?
A list of people who are attending Onikaina's protocol auction and a map of the venue. How much? The woman turns around, looks me up and down with interest, then makes a gesture.
50,000.
50,000. Just for 2 pieces of intel? She wags her finger.
50,000 per word.
Per word?
Since you're new and pretty, I'll give you a 5% discount. What do you think?
You're so generous. There's a useful card in my pocket next to that so-called family crest, but I'm worried that using the card could cause trouble. Seeing my hesitation, she shrugs and opens a door. Loud chatter mixed with the sound of rolling dice, spinning roulettes, and card shufflers fills the air.
You also going to Solon Hotel tomorrow? Do you have an auction invitation?
Doesn't matter if I get one or not. For something as big as this, you gotta try and get a piece of the pie, right? I heard there's going to be a treasure. If you manage to get it, you could easily sell it for hundreds of thousands.
Do you want to go? Then ask Sylus. I heard if you give him what he wants.
Only if I can find Sylus and Onikainus.
Haven't you heard? While he was away, big changes happened in their ranks.
That explains why it seemed like no one lived in that house for a really long time. My ears prick up, but then the door creaks as it's shut.
Did you hear them? Now you understand why these 2 pieces of intel are expensive. And since it's about one of the N109 zone's big shots, of course it's going to cost you.
What if I want information about Onikainus? She freezes for a second, then leans in to whisper into my ear.
Missy, don't pry into things you shouldn't know. I still got business to take care of.
Sylus hasn't been around for a really long time. You think he really went missing?
Maybe he's dead. Did you see how arrogant Sherman's punks have been lately?
Sherman.
If Sylus was with Onikainus, they wouldn't even dare to be bold.
Maybe a rival organization? The spinning roulette rumbles like a rainstorm, and soon enough, the sound is drowned out by cheers and screams. I hide in the shadow of a fiddly fig, holding a stack of casino chips and pretending to watch the fun unfold. Meanwhile, I eavesdrop on the conversations around me. It seems Onikainus' recent troubles aren't fully related to the protocol auction. But Sylus disappeared? Isn't he alive and running around? Recalling Sylus' pompous, contemptuous face, I chuckle to myself. If he died, he would drag the entire N109 zone to hell with him. That's just how he is.
Miss, I have a flower. It's for you.
Oh, is it from? I look up. The girl who led me to this place is leaning against the poker table on her tiptoes. She holds a black flower. Thank you. Did you grow up here? Does everyone know Sylus?
Yeah, he's a monster with huge wings that never dies. And she has horns.
Monster?
If I don't listen to Auntie, Sylus will find me and feed me to his man-eating birdie.
Is she talking about that crow? Everyone is afraid of Sylus, yet they keep trying to make deals with him. Not to mention, he took the initiative to propose a deal with me. Maybe my evil can be used as a valuable tool against him. Suddenly, several gunshots ring out, piercing my eardrums. Everyone looks up at the entrance.
We got a party tonight.
Bang! The door with broken bolts falls over, and a pair of leather boots steps over it.
Don't be nervous. Onikainus' important guest got lost. I'd like to ask everyone to cooperate with our search.
Who is this? A person wearing sunglasses walks in. He's flanked by a half-dozen gun-toting men dressed in black. The sound of guns being loaded with bullets can be heard.
Shut the door and search the room. Everyone's about to be entertained.
Is this Sylus guy or not? How suspicious. Night raid. Gunfire and the sound of tables and chairs getting knocked over intermingle with N109 zone slang I don't understand. In the hidden utility room, I hug the little girl tightly as I look out the secret window that's facing the lobby.
There are so many people. Today's a good day for business.
She's only thinking about business. She doesn't care. Do you have a death wish? Hide and don't talk. The floor is soaked in blood, and the mice hiding under the floorboards scamper away in fear. Whistling, the man casually strolls over to the bar, rings the bell, and then shoves a photo in front of the shopkeeper.
I suggest you bring out our guest. Mr. Sherman's not going to sit around and leave her unattended.
The Sherman guy. Isn't Sylus the leader of Onikinus? Who's Mr. Sherman?
I'm sorry she's not here. I'd remember a pretty face if she actually showed up.
Gonna keep your mouth shut. Fine.
He turns around to face his comrades. His broken wire-bound jaw opens as he lets out a hoarse cackle. Pry open their mouths one at a time.
Pry open their mouths one at a time. Someone will spill the beans sooner or later.
Missy, they're looking for you, right?
The secret window is blocked off, and the woman's voice drifts softly through a gap. Are you going to hand me over to them? I try to sound calm as I tightly clutch the tranquilizer in my sleeve. I have yet to test the thing Xavier claims could paralyze an elephant, but there aren't any zoos in the N109 zone.
Anyone who's Onikinus' target is valuable. I can get a better price if I find the right person. Stay where you are. I don't want to hand you over like this.
Well, thank God for being pricey. Suddenly a crow soars in and dives toward the search party's leader, his razor-sharp wings aimed at him.
What is that?
Now! I roll and crawl out of the utility room. As I try to sneak away quietly, someone yanks my collar. He's here. I turn around and aim my gun. I see a familiar face in the shadows, his chin slightly raised.
So when someone saves you, do you always point your gun at them to express your gratitude?
Well, can't blame me. In a place like this, several bullets graze him only to dissipate into dust. The people who fired the shots are strangled by something. They slump to the ground, dead. Remembering the rumors I heard before as well as this Mr. Sherman, I'm quiet as I look around. Your underlings aren't exactly obedient. Before my mockery, Sylus' mouth twitches as if he wants to say something, but in the end, he just purses his lips.
Focus on yourself first.
Hearing Sylus' voice, the search party's leader suddenly panics. A cloud of energy particles gathers around him. Several wanderers quickly materialize. Roaring, they rush straight for us. Are they calling for backup because they can't win? How is this not cheating? Sylus grabs my wrist and holds me in his arms. He slides his finger over the trigger of my gun, aiming the weapon at the figure in the center of the room.
Do you expect people from the N109 zone to be nice and polite?
The battle stage. This one is level 29. That's still fine. Oh. It's battle with Sylus this time.
That wasn't smart, sweetie. Stay focused. Dodge its attacks. It's time to meet your maker. Let's settle this in one
I think it
fell
looks looks good so far. We should be able to clear this
I guess it's gonna fight dirty. Look out. Is that it?
Sylus!
It can't escape. I guess it's gonna fight dirty. Look out. Is that
Get the
it?
last wave.
Are you scared? You should step back.
Who said I was scared?
Ready?
I was born ready.
Let's finish this. Where are you going?
Nice.
Sylus!
It can't escape. Let's settle this in one fell swoop. You put up a good fight.
Okay. Let's go for a little bit more. I'll probably end the stream in around 30 minutes. Maybe if you can finish the chapter. The room is a complete mess with broken objects and overturned tables and chairs strewn about. Wanderers keep appearing one after another. I fall back to the window and think about how likely we can make a run for it. We can't wipe them out. Our only option is to retreat.
Do you really believe retreat is a word in my dictionary?
While I'm anxious and tired, Sylus is infuriatingly calm and smug. Oh, so you like being a freeloader, Mr. Sylus? Didn't you see me fighting for my life earlier?
Since when was I required to investigate the files the Hunter Association had on you? Consider this training practice. Get ready.
Sylus ignores my protest and aims my gun at the switchbox on the wall.
You won't get any help.
A gun is fired and the lights go out. Sylus quickly vanishes, realizing I've been left behind again. Colorful curses boil on the tip of my tongue.
Let's make a deal.
Aren't you going to leave? I can't resonate with you.
If you'd like to attend the auction tomorrow, stand your ground for 5 minutes.
Is he trying to keep us or trying to abandon us?
And should you have the audacity to die on me,
He lifts his hand and puts a communicator in my ear. Then he speaks in a surprisingly gentle tone.
you actually will meet your end.
Another death threat. How many times is that already? Dim neon light seeps in through the cracks in the windows, illuminating the cold rain. The darkness is eerily still, freezing sound and light. I hold my breath and grip my gun more tightly. Stay calm. It's not like I haven't done similar shooting exercises before. I hear heavy footsteps as something approaches. It sounds like a monster trampling on the ground.
You're breathing too loudly.
Searing the comms channel.
I didn't turn off the lights to force you into combat. We're stalling for time.
You really are something. You didn't retreat, right? Am I just trying to buy some time for you? A crow suddenly calls outside the window. Its loud, unpleasant cry is familiar. I hear the flapping of wings and mechanical movements in the darkness. Sylus laughs disdainfully.
Aim at
Mephisto. Where did I hear this before? Who?
The crow. He's trying to help you.
Is the crow's name. I aim my gun at Mephisto's red eyes. Sure enough, as I fire, I hear wanderers dissipate one after another. Strange, it doesn't seem like the number of enemies is decreasing. Sylus, if they can't clone themselves like bacteria, they're usually immortal like you. Sylus? There's no response. It's as if our call was suddenly cut off. Did something happen to him? Well, right now, I have no time to wonder if he's safe or not. There are still figures in the darkness that are heading straight for me. Desperate, I shoot the wine barrels that decorate the ceiling. A cascade of alcohol rains down. My bullets instantly set them aflame. Then I hear the crackling of something burning. Yet the figures don't cry out. They don't even stop for a second. Amidst the blue firelight, I see their faces. Under the corroded crystallized skin, they seem to have human faces. They resemble human more than wanderers. Okay, this is interesting. Perhaps wanderers are once humans too. Oh, sorry. Panicked, the man flees. He trips over an abandoned auto wandering around, falling into the wastewater along with his sunglasses. Visitors are not allowed. Please obey the security measures set in place. Oh, I don't have to read this.
Obey the security measures set in place. There are still 67 days until the project's completed. We will announce the greatest discovery to the world.
This auto is broken, I guess, from this silhouette. There are some wires coming out. He struggles as he gets up and pushes open a heavy iron door that's hidden in the corner. Amidst a pile of old, rusty devices, a dark-colored stone platform lights up. After a while, the light dims, turning into a strange color. The man arches his back and lets out a hoarse, eerie laugh.
It's still here. The Flux Nexus. You're done for now.
Flux Nexus. His laughter suddenly stops. Deadly black-red mist rolls in from all directions. The nightmarish shadow slowly approaches from behind. The man's eyes widen in fear, but he can't move.
Spare me, sir.
Sylus. Crimson particles land in the wastewater. The air is deathly still, yet the nearby light glows brighter. Sylus smiles coldly. The black-red mist flows into the Flux Nexus and is instantly blown to pieces from the inside. Oh. Instantly, the rampaging monsters fall over and curl up into a fetal position. What happened? Were they disconnected from something? The one closest to me, with a tattoo-like mark on its chest, has been burned beyond recognition. Leaking out of its wound is a liquid that's not blood. It's more like a viscous mixture of oil and slime. These crystals look like protocores. I've seen this before. Are they humans or... The lights turn on, which surprises me. I quietly wrap a tissue around a small crystal and hide it in my sleeve. Then I stand up. Did you finish everything on your side?
Let's go.
As usual, Sylus is calm. He won't be telling me what he was up to, it seems.
Thank you for your patronage. Please be careful out there.
The shopkeeper appears from who knows where, waves happily, and suddenly gives me a big hug. With one hand on my shoulder, she opens my pocket and places a small storage device in it.
You really are a special person, Missy.
Okay, what that is. On this rainy night, the motorcycle zooms down the road. As soon as we return to Sylus base, he leaves me to do who knows what. Meanwhile, the crow seems to have been triggered by something. Propping up his body with one wing, he opens his beak and loudly calls at me. I pick up and inspect the weird crow, finally realizing what's wrong. Did you break your wing? I guess you're not bulletproof. Poor burb. Did I accidentally hit you? As if expressing his grievances, the crow screeches. It sounds like a metal spoon is being scraped against a metal bowl. Don't tell me you're upset. Well, he must be. You're saying it's my fault then.
What happened?
I turn around and see Sylus walking out with a glass of wine. His gaze sweeps across my face and lands on what's in my hands. He's saying his wing is broken. He's disabled now. And so we can understand the crow now. we understand crow language now.
You learned how to speak bird in just a few hours.
I'm just explaining the situation on his behalf. Sylus takes the crow from me. My sympathetic gaze follows him. Okay, I'll admit I might have accidentally injured your pet. How should I compensate you?
His name is Mephisto. He gets very upset if you call him a pet.
Oops. Sylus looks at Mephisto's broken wing and glances at me.
Did something strange happen before they attacked?
I reluctantly swallow my retort as another flame of anger is ignited. You should ask Mephisto what happened. You made him follow me around for observation.
True.
You're not going to deny it? Sylus purposefully leans forward, his eyes shining like rippling coal liquid.
Were you hoping I'd be flustered with how you exposed me? We're in the N109 zone, sweetie. Whether you're with me or by yourself, you can't escape my influence. Please, don't be delusional.
I'm not the only one who's delusional. Isn't a certain someone hoping I dislike him less, so I can resonate with him? Cute. Despite having gone through such a big ordeal and being mocked, Sylus still shows no signs of anger. He fiddles with Mephisto's broken wing, takes a sip of his drink, then places the glass in my hand. Why am I holding this stupid glass for him? As I try to put it down somewhere, Sylus suddenly turns around, walks to the other side of the room, and calls me over.
Hurry up.
What now? Huh?
Bring me more wine.
Me? Am I a bar to you?
Compared to you, a bar is more obedient.
With his long legs, he reaches the elevator in just a few steps. He turns to see I haven't caught up to him, so he beckons for me with his hand that's holding Mephisto. agreement. After transferring the data from the storage device, a hologram of Salon Hotel appears. The other file is a list of the auction's attendees. It even has my fake identity and name on it. While it's not complete, it's enough for me to get a better understanding of the auction. By the way, those guys who tried to capture me back at Elysium, were they actually traitors who used to work in Onykinus? They also mentioned a Mr. Sherman. Who's that?
Why are you interested in a dead person?
Mr. Sherman is dead. Next to me, Sylus tosses aside Mephisto's broken part. He gives me a blank expression. I stare back at him and remember what the workshop's owner had said before.
Just 2 explosions. One in the northern suburbs and one in the Bloomshore district. And after doing those shameless things and making a mess, then they want you to be their scapegoat.
If there's another faction within Onykinus, could the incident at Grandma's house be related to Sherman? They must also be after the ether core in my body. In a way, your conflict involves me. No, you left me behind on purpose as bait, didn't you? So you could clean up? I turn my head to see Sylus and Mephisto exchange glances. The crow lets out a defiant wail. It doesn't matter how deep your hatred is. You've cursed me enough. Get over it. Besides, it was an accident. I didn't mean to injure you. Also, you were stalking me earlier. Even if I did it on purpose, you deserve it.
You can scold me directly, if you want.
Well, why scold directly if you can do it to the bird? Under the hazy light, Sylus reveals a gentle look completely uncharacteristic of him. I compose myself, realizing I've been unreasonably angry with him. Regardless of whether he wanted to clean up or not, those people were after me. I had to face them sooner or later. The silence settles between us. I clear my throat and try to change the topic to lighten up the mood. When we first met, you said we were the same. If I don't ask now, he might not have the patience to answer me tomorrow. You probably have an ether core inside you too. Mine is in my heart. Yours is in your eye? Ah, the one eye that glows.
Sure. Think of it like that.
Excuse me. My ether core doesn't seem to be any different from a normal protocore though. It's not very useful. But that's not the case with yours. Sylus stops moving his hands for a moment and looks at me with a blank expression.
It helps me see what people want the most. It exposes the desires that they refuse to admit.
So those chaotic noises and visions in my mind back at the dining table were also caused by his ether core. As I think about it, I can't help but look into his eyes again. Devour. It's your... Not again. Why am I touch my forehead, and when I come to my senses, his face is a breath away. With my right hand, I press down on the area around his eye. I can't tell what he's feeling. His thin eyelashes gently brush against my fingers. Sylus doesn't break eye contact with me, as if he's looking at something hidden in the depths of my gaze. He's being very gentle right now.
Have you gone mad?
I... He suddenly moves closer, his eyelashes almost brushing against my cheek. What did you say again? Have you gone mad? Push me away, I'm sorry. How about this? I'm sorry, I just wanted to get a closer look at your ether core. I thought he would push me away, but he didn't. You like it? You like it when people do that? I take a deep breath and meet his gaze again. Didn't you want to resonate with me? Do you want to try again? Without waiting for him to answer, I grab his hand again. Come on, I'll use both hands this time. Oh, that was a nice smile. A chill blankets his body. I'm not sure if it's the cold breeze coming in from a small gap in the window or his aura. He's good at fighting, he's good at fighting, he's good at fighting. The oil gas lamp above us flickers and emits a light softer than the sound of our breath. He looks good, he looks good, he looks good. Wait, what am I talking about? I'm saying that out loud. Enjoy it. This is one of the 2 good things I can think about you. Oh, I'm trying to make myself to like him so that we can resonate. Moving my gaze down, I look carefully at our interlocked hands, but I still can't feel even the slightest change. It seems we can't rush our resonance, but with the auction fast approaching, I need him to work with me as soon as possible. I organize my thoughts and use the nicest tone I can muster. You already know I entered the N109 zone to get the ether core that's at the auction. And since you want to resonate with me, I have an idea. I don't know if I should say it though.
Then don't.
I force myself to suppress the anger in my heart. But I can't resonate with you because I reject you on a subconscious level. That means my evil is controlled by my emotions. Changing a person's feelings might be difficult, but it won't be that hard, I think. As I say this, I cross my arms and lift my chin at him. There's an easy solution right in front of us. Help me get the ether core and ensure my safety by escorting me out of the N109 zone. You'll be able to use me as bait to clean up, right?
It's almost as if your face is saying you're doing me a huge favor.
Hey, Sylus. Yeah, I'm meeting Sylus for the first time. Thank you for coming to my stream. Let me try to read that. Jack wa Tanabe? Jack Watanabe? It's almost as if your face is saying you're doing me a huge favor. I don't have another bargaining chip. I can only bluff to appear more confident. I also know my clumsy attempt won't fool Sylus. That's why I'm telling the truth. I don't know why you insist on resonating with me, but as long as you're willing to help me, I'll help you. Sylus shifts his gaze from the map and looks at me indifferently.
That's not enough.
Then what do you want? Should I beg? I can do it.
Or we could do this.
Sylus suddenly opens the bottom drawer and pulls out a jewel-encrusted crow brooch.
If you can take this from me within 24 hours, I'll agree to your terms.
Do you test people before you work with them? Are you testing my skills, my intelligence, or my values? I raise my voice as I try to grab it while he's distracted. Yet he reacts quickly. The brooch disappears in the blink of an eye. It's not gonna be easy.
Only when you have a bargaining chip. can you make a deal? And since you're the one who proposed this, use your own methods. You should be thankful the goal is clear enough this time.
Okay, we'll see. Roleplay. The last chapter was pretty nice. Sylus was pretty gentle. In the dim lighting, the crow brooch on my chest gleams a dark red reminiscent of wine. After some twists and turns, I finally got the brooch from Sylus. He kept his promise and agreed to help me obtain the ether core. With an expensive dress and dazzling jewelry, my reflection in the mirror is strange yet sufficiently alluring. I think I've seen some cutscenes of the MC rummaging through his stuff, probably looking for that brooch. So if it's not shown here, then maybe that means I have to get the card to view that cutscene. I think.
It suits you.
Excuse me. Another figure enters the mirror's reflection. Sylus leans lazily against the doorway.
No one can stay wary when there's a beauty walking around.
Wow. What a sweet talker. This beauty will bash your skull sooner or later. I turn around and walk up to scrutinize him. You're just going to waltz right into a dangerous auction without a plan?
I like how you assume I didn't make one.
Bold of you to
Find a way to
assume.
make everyone lower their guard first. Then lure out the ones with ill intentions and get rid of them. Then I'll cover you while you fetch the ether core's other half.
That's it?
It won't fail. Promise.
Sylus gives me another once over. I angrily take his outstretched hand and walk out the door with him. You better not be a liability later. To deal with the real masterminds behind the auction, I can only ally myself with someone deadlier than the enemy. All the information I've gathered has created an intricate web of conspiracies. Now it's time to tear it up. Okay, interesting. Oh, what's now? In the sky, the stars are devoured by an endless darkness. The deep space tunnel is silent, seemingly frozen in time. Suddenly, there's a thud, a pulse resembling a heartbeat. Cosmic dust silently fills the air. Something penetrates the invisible barrier and slowly opens its eyes. Oh, cutscene. Nice. Myriads of nights.
It's not too late to back out now, if you want to.
Focus on yourself first. Stay frosty. It's showtime.
Cute.
Sylus?
1, 2, 3 guys.
Who's that person?
That's quite the
next to him?
ambush. Sylus, are you sure they'll bite?
It depends on your performance.
Mr. Sylus, we've been expecting you.
I assume you already know how to act as good bait. I'll be back soon.
Oh,
Have
he's
fun.
leaving? What am I supposed to do? Hi, Jenny.
These are ordinary protocols.
Welcome to my stream.
Good thing they aren't bombs. Something's off about this one. Was it tampered with?
Did anything catch your eye, miss? There are even better ones on that side.
The stuff you have is pretty mediocre. Sylus, it's okay for me to purchase a few items with your card, right?
Don't bother me with such trivial matters.
Just swipe it, he says.
I'll take this for 1 million. Please wrap it up for me.
5 million.
Why?
Your offer will make people think I'm broke. Wouldn't want that, sweetie.
In that case, I won't hold back. I changed my mind. 10 million. Are
Even
these all the
more?
protocors you got? I'll buy everything.
Pompous.
Oh, you've met Sylus? Yeah, just now. We're already on the chapter 2. I'm not sure how many chapters do we have for Sylus. I heard we have 2 chapters, or I could have been wrong. This chapter is just fun. Yeah, I'm really excited. Really looking forward to the stories. 2 for now, okay, that's right. So I almost covered the whole story. Beams of golden light shining from the smooth dark walls. They illuminate the room's elegant decor. On the sofa, Sylus shakes his whiskey glass. The ice cubes swish around, making soft clinking sounds. There is a painting on the wall called In Expectation, which depicts angels, demons, and the Grim Reaper sitting around a table. The last empty seat seems to be for him.
Mr. Sylus.
The man named Sherman walks into the room and nods humbly at Sylus. Another Sherman? Sylus looks up, the corner of his mouth curling into a half smile. And then a dark-colored mist seizes Sherman by the collar and slams him into the ground. Is this a different Sherman or the Sherman we were talking about? Choking and losing energy from the strangulation, Sherman claws at the mist around his neck, but he only leaves bloody scratch marks on his skin. Even a meticulously crafted plan is powerless before absolute strength. Same, I think. I see. I thought he said he was dead.
My time is limited, so let's cut to the chase.
No, I didn't betray you.
Yeah, the same person.
Oh, I know. You're too much a coward to do it on your own. But the people who said they'd help you replace me must have made an offer only an idiot would refuse.
Sylus glances at the clear alcohol in his glass and puts it back on the table. With a faint glow appearing in his right eye, he walks over to Sherman, who sprawled out on the ground. Maybe he told the MC that Sherman is dead so that the MC doesn't go look for this guy. Maybe.
I see. Their method of buying traitors is as old school and uncreative as ever.
Enduring an excruciating amount of pain, Sherman finally discards his hypocrisy and scowls.
Sylus, don't think. With them around, you won't be cocky for long.
Sylus reveals an intriguing smile and looks down at him.
Since you chose betrayal,
You chose death.
my only
Is that
option
it?
is to make you pay in advance.
Inside the banquet hall, people converse and mingle. Countless eyes check me out, both openly and from the shadows. I fiddle with the protocurs I bought. There are traces of other protocurves. These were modified. I turn around and several pairs of eyes immediately look away. I take this chance to speak in a hushed voice into the earpiece. Silas, how are things on your end?
Miss, the brooch you're wearing is very exquisite. May I buy it from you?
A man wearing a suit suddenly blocks my way. Holding out his hand, he smiles as a faint blue electric current flashes from his cuff. Wearing a poker face, I step back and raise my chin. Not interested. Excuse me. The man doesn't budge. He takes another step toward me instead.
How does 10 High Towers sound? Ah, the
High
banquet is about
Towers.
to start. Would you like to dance?
No. What are high towers?
They're special weapons made from high-grade protocores. A single high tower can obliterate this entire hotel.
Weapons.
Sorry, the brooch is a gift from me.
Yeah, back
You
off.
wanted to sell it.
Who knows if you were coming back or not?
Are you disappointed?
You...
This part? Something interesting going to happen? Okay. Pretend to be coy.
He was going to spend a fortune so he could dance with me. What about you? Shouldn't you make an offer as well?
And the man sadly goes away.
Either
He looks
course
down and
location.
goes away.
You know where it is?
You'll find out after this dance.
A dance! Yay!
How are you so sure I'll listen to you?
Refuse me all you want.
A very handsome couple. It's like I can't compete with Sylus. Yeah, might as well just give up. Melodious music serenades the luxurious banquet hall that's illuminated by dreamy lighting. Silas calmly guides me across the dance floor, swaying to the song's rhythm. He blocks the prying shadows around us, and when I look up, all I see is his face, which is quite infuriating.
You need to be smarter if you want to retaliate against me.
Sorry, I'm not really used to these kinds of social gatherings. Okay. I clumsily lift my heel off his foot. Did you actually get information on the Aether Core?
You can choose not to believe me.
Catching a glimpse of a flashing red dot in the shadows, I use my hand that's on his shoulder to push him in the opposite direction. But they wouldn't leak such important information unless it's a trap.
Exactly.
I look back at him. You're not going to throw yourself into their trap, are you?
Be content with your role. Don't scare away the fish that already bit the hook.
8 evil bombs, 15 high-frequency guns. They really want you dead. Sylus, you made a lot of enemies.
This isn't the first time it's happened.
The music reaches a crescendo. The notes from the orchestra are layered on top of one another like surging tidal waves. The lights dim to the passionate beats, and shadows surround us on all sides. You have something up your sleeve, right? Even if you have a death wish, I don't intend to die here with you.
Don't worry. You won't die that easily.
Oh! An explosion. A deafening explosion drowns out the music and ensuing screams. The beautiful hall is instantly reduced to rubble. Amidst the surging chaos, Sylus tightens his grip on my hand. I hear him softly scoff. To my surprise, I see him nonchalantly crush something before throwing it into the debris. Crushes something. You had a detonator this whole time? Oh, it was him.
The vermin were taking their sweet time. I was getting impatient.
The metaflux is quickly increasing, and there's more than one wanderer. Be careful. I take out my weapon from under my dress and fire several shots at the wanderer that was about to attack Sylus. That was close.
How long do you think you'll last with an outdated weapon?
You. Sylus tosses over another gun.
Don't waste your efforts.
Did Sherman make you do this? Where's the ether core? Answer me. After defeating the last wanderer, I find a henchman cowering in the corner. I press my gun's muzzle against the back of his head.
You haven't won yet. We still have a backup plan. That thing is terrifying. When it shows up, not even Sylus. Ah!
Black red mist throws him into a broken stone pillar. With a scream, he falls to the ground like a puppet whose strings were just cut.
Violence should be used strategically.
Oh, you're not wrong. Sylus calmly wipes the blood off his face, and the black red mist disappears from his hand. I would have believed you if your hands were clean. Despite the venue being cleared, strong energy fluctuations manifest above us and shakes the ground we stand on. What's making that noise? Are there still some left?
Let's go.
Where are we going? Sylus grabs my wrist and swiftly starts walking.
To the place that has what you want.
The ether core. Abandoned memory. I think there's only one part left. After this, the 11th part. The almost transparent elevator quickly ascends, and the colorful nighttime scenery is hidden by the clouds. Oh, what's that? What is this place? Countless pieces of metal are strewn across the spacious rooftop that's shrouded in mist, and in the haze, barely visible, are abandoned collection vessels, transporters, and other devices. Broken steel bars poke up from the overgrown weeds. Rusty frames are propped up, outlining a bygone era. It looks like a laboratory for experiments.
It was one many years ago, but they abandoned it a while back.
They. Stepping over broken fragments and glass shards, Sylus Stone remains aloof.
Ever.
Ever. As the most prestigious international business group, it basically supports the whole Lincoln City. How could they be involved with the N109 zone? I heard that before the Chronocrypt catastrophe, the N109 zone was the most prosperous tech hub. So I guess it makes sense that Ever used it as a research base.
You really are a naive Lincoln citizen.
What do you mean? Sylus gives me a look.
Many locations were affected by that catastrophe, yet only the N109 zone turned into a wasteland. Why do you think that is?
That must be intentional. I recall some unverified rumors, but my mind is a mess right now. I can't think of any theories.
We're here.
Slow vibrations resembling heartbeats pulsate in the sky. I look up and see the Deepspace tunnel. Ah, so that's the Deepspace tunnel. Dense clouds and vortexes churn amidst the darkness, and occasionally a stream of light flashes across the night sky. The silent tunnel is like a telescope peeking into the universe. The deep space tunnel. This is the first time I've been so close to it. A tiny beam of light enters my line of sight. I can't help but take a step. It's a flux nexus. I saw one in a no-hunt zone.
Then you should know what it contains. These fluctuations aren't produced by normal protocores.
Sylus stands next to me, looking at me with his eyes that have unfathomable depths.
Think about it first. Once you take it out, there's no going back.
I'm already here. Why should I give up now? Resonate. Gritting my teeth. Oh. The power of resonance instantly. Oh, I didn't know that. Storm appears. Oh, why suddenly so fast?
We finally got something presentable.
A huge protophyllan was before us. Revive memory. Pink and... Do I not have enough? Oh, okay. Sorry. Just now my cat. She almost fell from my desk.
There's so much metaflux. Damn it, I can't resonate.
It's not too late to back out now. Careful now. Don't let it hit you. Stay away from it. Look out. Don't get in its way. Are you scared? You should step back.
Who said I was scared? Sylus!
It can't escape. Hurry. Destroy the stone feathers now. Careful now. Don't let it hit you. Stay away from it. Let's settle this in one fell swoop.
I can manage to clear this stage.
Hey, don't
It's
forget
just
about the person
multiple.
next to you when it's your time to shine. Show me what you've got.
Watch this.
We're halfway there.
It won't take long for us to be done.
I have half
Be
HP
careful.
left. We have only one more round.
Let's settle this in one fell swoop. That's more like it.
Still not over?
Hang in there.
Oh, this water is huge. This battle is far from over. Victory? Okay, clear that. Oh, it's this now.
Where am I? There's so much blood.
You must press on. Because if you don't, there's no
What's that?
going back.
Is that Sylus? My vision blurs. Amidst blood and fire, the deep space tunnel appears. It shakes violently.
You must press on.
Maybe that's like a past memories or something.
The life you owe me. Now is not the time to repay it.
Looking at the hand reaching out to me, I see Sylus' cold face, but there seems to be a shadow above him. I can't help but reach out as well. Unprecedented power swells between our intertwined fingers. Instantly, I feel a tremor from deep within my heart. Something flows through my veins. The wondrous dissipating particles fall like a misty rain, yet a brighter light. Oh. I don't know how much time has passed when the fluctuations around me slowly start to subside.
So this is the ether core. What?
Is correct?
Sylus?
Its power belongs to you now. Naturally, the vessel will break as a result.
To me?
Well, isn't this what you wanted?
Where are you taking me? This is... Let go already! What is this thing?
She got coughed. Wait, why does he look like that? Unknown lore. Sylus doesn't respond, and the powerful tremor that shook the deep space tunnel ignites a chain reaction within the N109 zone. Those shadows who believe they control Onikinas are eliminated from Fate's tapestry. Unable to see the undercurrents beneath the water's surface, I can only smell the scent of smoke becoming more poignant as it's carried by the wind. Structures crumble and collapse, and Mephisto's wings pierce through the boundless darkness. He's accompanied by the distant tolling of a bell. It's almost like an announcement, as if the world is saying, "The true leader of Onikinas has returned." However, Sylus, amidst the raging storm, remains nonchalant as he sits next to me. Our racing vehicle leaves our enemies behind while intermittent light seeps through the window to obscure his silhouette and goals. I never held on to the naive notion that Sylus assisted me in acquiring the ether core just so I could clean house. This kind of deal would result in him suffering a major loss, and it's clear he's anything but an ignorant businessman. What are his true motives? For a moment, his expression as he gazed at the deep space tunnel resurfaces in my mind. Then I feel a sensation in my palm. I'm still clutching the fragmented protocore. It's as if I'm subconsciously grasping onto an answer that has yet to be revealed. The linkage between my hand and Sylus suddenly flickers, seemingly sensing the swirling thoughts in my head.
We heard you and Boss took care of the traitors and thieves. You even destroyed the ether core together. Good job. Just calling to let you know that we cleaned up at the nest. No one will be causing trouble for you anymore.
Huh? When did...
Our boss told us to do it. While he looks mean, he's actually...
See you later.
Boss? I didn't mean to.
So, what's your plan?
Chop it off.
But it seems to be some sort of energy linkage. Can I even physically attack it?
I was talking about your hand. Or you can settle down in the N109 zone. I have more than enough time to solve this problem with you.
So I guess we're stuck with him for now.
Let's use a more efficient approach.
Let's destroy the ether core nearby.
You're saying our ether cores created this link? Okay, why don't we destroy yours then?
Never mind. With your current level of resonance, it won't last long.
But before I started resonating with you, I saw a strange vision.
It's not a big deal. From now on, you'll be seeing more things like that.
So that was real?
If I say yes, will you give me a sincere apology? This world is different from what you see, but I'm not in the mood to tell stories at the moment. You should think about
Okay.
your next move after leaving the N109 zone. And don't forget our deal.
Then you should make sure I can leave safely.
The outside world is more dangerous now.
Thanks for the warning. I'll be careful.
In any case, until the resonance issue is fixed, we'll be meeting more often in the future.
And so I left N109 zone. The dust settled. Oh. Sada is lagging a lot. The doors of memory swung open, and something began to stir. It is another world I had once glimpsed. I'm sorry that it's lagging so bad right now. I'll just go through this first. Okay, it ends. Thank God. Okay. So we finished Sylus' story. He's unpredictable? No, it's like that. Mine was the same. Oh, I see. Okay then. I'll be ending my stream, I guess. But before that, let's I want to check on this date tab and see that if I've unlocked Sylus now. Okay, he's here now. And then there's another new character here coming soon. Seems like there's a lot of theories going around that it's going to be Caleb. That would be interesting. Either way, whether it's Caleb or not, I don't mind. Okay, I'm just gonna check this photo booth first. I don't have a lot of posts. Oh, I unlocked some more. Oh, this is for the duo pose. His pose. Oh, I already have this one. It has a lot of bows. How about the cafe? Confirm.
Try our special blend. Interesting.
What is this new?
Why do you look so surprised? Relax. I'm just a normal customer who wants some coffee.
Destiny Cafe encounter. What kind of outfit does he have? his biker outfit and the sweater, and the rest are outfits that I don't have. Okay.
Do you want to know how it feels? Didn't you already touch it when you almost fell last time?
Okay, so I guess I'll end the stream here. Thank you to everyone who comes and stayed with me, everyone who stops by, or everyone who, for those who probably lurk in the background, I really appreciate that as well. I think after this, I'll probably think of my next schedule. As usual, I'll try to stream on Wednesday night and Saturday night, and maybe Wednesday night will be something more laid back, I guess. I don't know if I will stream this game again. Probably, maybe I will if there's
the rules of your new spinning
new
game.
update for the
Winning or
main
losing
story.
doesn't matter when I'm with you.
Alright, that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Good evening and a good day wherever you are. Bye!